Hi guys, today we are doing another pick a card reading for what is it that you guys are manifesting. So we have 3 candles to choose from today. We have candle number 1, candle number 2, and candle number 3. If you guys need a second longer, go ahead and pause the video and the timestamps will be listed down below in the description box. We will also be using the prosperity candle today because I feel like this will be a great intention to use for this reading into what we are manifesting, especially because that's kind of what this candle represents. And if you guys are interested in this candle, the link will be listed down below in the description box, as well as a promo code that gives you free shipping off of anything that's $50 and up in purchase. So please support me and my friend's shop, Light Minded. I love her candles. This one is coated with sage. So I love it because it gives that cleansing energy to help bring in the new manifestation. I will also be using some incense today just to kind of clear up the space for our reading. So, all right. Go ahead and pick a pile and I will see you guys there. All right, those of you guys that chose candle number 1, the purple spell candle, this is going to be your guys' reading for what it is that you are manifesting. So I'm going to start off with a oracle deck, and we're just going to break into it that way, and then we'll start getting into the tarot. So what exactly is it that my pile number 1 is manifesting at this time? What exactly is it that my pile number 1 is manifesting at this time? Ooh, we actually got opportunity. And action leads to success at the bottom of the deck. So pile number 1, what I'm already seeing for you guys is you guys are going to start getting more opportunity. Of course, it's very fitting for this reading. What exactly is it that you're manifesting? But I feel like for a lot of you guys, obviously, because at the bottom of the deck, we have the action leads to success, really tells me that you guys worked really hard or that you did something in the physical reality that's going to help push in these new opportunities. So pile number 1, I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is something that you guys have worked for and have earned. So I'm getting the impression here that a lot of you guys, maybe you felt like your life was kind of stagnant, kind of stuck. You didn't really know where you were going in life. And all of a sudden, things are going to start happening here for you. As you can tell, the woodpecker is here on this card. And woodpeckers work very hard to get their worms. They have to peck through wood, maybe even sometimes hours before getting to the grub. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, this could be how you're feeling. But we also have the bee here, which indicates a lucky break. Something good is going to be coming into your guys' reality and into your guys' existence. And I feel like it's because you didn't give up. One of the things that I'm kind of picking up here is, you know what it's like when I've seen like this image of a guy who was like mining and he almost struck gold, but he gave up when he was like 2 or 3 like digs in. So it's saying like don't give up right before you struck gold, because there's like something about like you only have just a tiny bit left to go, and then all of a sudden you get this massive amounts of breakthrough. So for this pile, I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's something that you have put in time, energy, and effort into. I'm also getting that there's something here about you guys maybe even visualizing this, seeing it as a goal, going towards the goal, maybe not quite knowing where how you're gonna get there or how is it gonna look and turn out, but there's still like this general basis of like where you want to go. And I see that this is going to start opening up and showing you different avenues. I'm also kind of picking up like this opportunity is going to be better than you expected. And another thing that draws me to this is I've always been kind of weird about red doors. I love red doors. And it's because red doors actually bring in prosperity. So if you guys have seen red doors or like red doors, I don't know, I'm just seeing that the fact that this is a red door also brings in a big abundance, because I believe it was the Chinese culture that they talked about this, where they would paint their front doors red because that brought in prosperity and fortune and abundance. So I just feel like whatever door that you're walking into is going to be better than you even expected. So let's break it in. Let's get the tarot and start kind of seeing what exactly it is that you guys are manifesting. I'm really excited because this is a new tarot deck. I just broke into it. I have not done a reading on it yet, and I'm really excited about it. It's the Phantom Wise Tarot, and I really love the imagery of this deck. So let's try it out. So what abundance, what prosperity is my pile number ones bringing into their life? What abundance, what prosperity is my pile number ones manifesting into their life? The Ace of Wands. I just like kept feeling like for a lot of you guys, there seemed to be like something, like you worked really hard on something, but you're just not seeing anything really like changing. Oops. Ooh, all right. So we have the Five of Swords, the Six of Swords, the Nine of Wands, the Seven of Wands, the Hermit, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Star. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Wands. Wow. So victory is definitely, I see a lot of positive changes coming in for my pile number ones. One of the things that I am definitely seeing here is that this pile, you guys have definitely struggled. And I feel like you guys have put in a lot of time and dedication and work into this. One of the things too is that for some of you guys, maybe you've had to get serious with yourself. You had to become honest with yourself. There were things that you knew that was holding you back. There were things that you knew that wasn't serving you anymore. And you've had to learn to cut certain things out of your life that just were not good for you. Some of you guys had to even cut out bad habits or had to cut out certain people, certain places and things that you know were kind of slowing you down from manifesting. And I feel like pile number one is that for a lot of you guys, it felt like you were spinning your wheels, but you really weren't going anywhere. It just kind of felt like there was this stagnancy, this, I wouldn't say necessarily boredom, but it just felt like no matter what you would try and change or do, it just felt like nothing really externally was changing for you. But I felt like you yourself was changing on an internal level. So there was a lot of things going on internally, but you just were not seeing things too much externally. And it was getting to the point where perhaps you guys were kind of thinking to yourself, like, what's the point? Why even keep trying? Nothing seems to be working for me. You guys might have even tried to change up your routine. So like, you know, like Albert Einstein has even stated this, like doing the same thing over and over again is like a form of like insanity. and like expecting different results. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, like you've done different results, but you just never really saw anything changing, even though you were changing. So I do get this impression here, pile number one. Maybe you kept some things to yourself. Like, let's say that because these two are kind of like in the centerfold of the reading, I feel like for some of you guys, maybe you stopped telling people what you were trying to strive for because you were kind of sick and tired of dealing with people's constant state of like naysaying or like, oh, I don't think you can do that, or are you sure you can do that? You know what it's like when it's like, they always say keep like work in silence. You know, don't tell people what you're up to, what you're doing. I feel like for this pile, maybe you really did keep a lot of things to yourself. And I am kind of getting now, pile number one, is it's time to kind of get out of that isolation, or time to get out of the feeling of needing to constantly protect yourself. There is this calling, like this opportunity that's coming in for you guys. It's going to come in a way that's going to be very shocking and surprising to you, but it's going to require you to actually have trust in yourself to make the right judgment calls. So pile number one of the things that I'm getting is perhaps maybe you have this fear about people, or you have this fear that people are going to use you, or that there's just this negative connotation that maybe you've developed over time, because I am getting that maybe for a lot of you guys, you've been disappointed with people, and maybe you just didn't share your work with people. I'm getting, because with the Eight of Pentacles, the fact that it's in the reverse, I'm not getting that. It's not that you didn't put in the hard work, because I feel like with this pile, you definitely had. It's that you have to, it's like it's time to show your work. It's time to share what you've done, because I feel like a lot of you guys were in that state of being in a hermit where you visualized it, you've slowly made progress day by day, you've worked on yourself, you've worked on this project, you've started to heal. Like, I think for this pile, there was something about you needing to take time out to heal yourself, and I almost feel like whatever this work is that you're doing was in a lot of ways self-soothing and healing for you. So some of you guys, I'm getting that you guys could be like my artist pile. Maybe you make music, or you're an artist, or maybe there's some kind of talent that you have that you do alone, or that you do behind closed doors that nobody really knows about. Maybe you don't really tell people, you don't really talk to people about it, but there's something here that I feel like is very healing to you. And I think you being able to finally show your work to people, or show what you've accomplished to people, is going to also bring in that healing energy towards you. But also it's going to bring in this new opportunity, because whatever this opportunity is, I get the impression that it's going to involve someone else or some other people. And it's like for you, pile number one, I feel like it's calling you to step out of your comfort zone, because this is something that I think you kind of held near and dear to your heart. This is something that you've worked towards. This is a passion of yours, a dream of yours, something that and for some of you guys, maybe this is even a start to doing your passion. Whatever this is, you know that this is something that you enjoy doing, that you like to do, and that you're good at. And a lot of people are going to love this about you. Again, here though, I'm seeing victory in your life. I'm seeing that this is going to work out for you, actually even better than you expected. You know, it's like dream bigger than what you're dreaming, because I almost get the impression that this opportunity that's coming in, it's not just like one opportunity. There might be several different opportunities. So let's pull some cards here and kind of just see like what exactly, like what is this opportunity coming from? What is it that's going to be manifesting in your life? Because I just feel like pile number one is maybe you've dealt with a lot of people that are like, oh, you can't be a star, or you can't do this, or you can't do that. Like you just had people putting you down a lot and making you feel kind of insecure for what you enjoy doing, and now it's like, you know, but you never gave up, you know. And this is another thing. Purple, the color of purple is also an indication of like your crown or your third eye. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is something that you know you enjoy doing. And it's like, this is just like infinite downloads. Like you guys are getting downloads, and you're getting downloads on what to do next. So we have 5th house. Yeah. See, this is a passion. Like I was saying here with that Ace of Wands, this is a passion. This is something that you enjoy doing. This is going to be also very entertaining for other people. Like you're going to bring your passion, and what you are working on is also going to ignite that flame in others, because you're going to inspire other people. You know, this is something that is going to help others as well. And this is like a very creative thing that you're doing. Even if you don't think it's creative, it's very creative. We have here conjunction empowerment. This is going to bring you some kind of empowerment about yourself too. So I'm just getting here that for a lot of you guys, yeah, this could have came with challenges. This wasn't an easy thing for you. Virgo, Aries. I'm going to get one more card here, and the 11th house. And then we have Scorpio at the bottom of the deck. So pile number 1, this is something that I'm already picking up for you guys. Now I'm going to kind of break this down here. And you know what's so funny? The 11th house came to my mind before I shuffled, because again, when I said this opportunity, I kind of felt like this is going to be like a community of people, or there's going to be friends or somebody or acquaintances that you meet that's going to share the same type of passion, or is going to understand you, and is going to help you actually bring in the success. So with the empowerment card here, I feel like this took a lot of courage, a lot of strength, and a lot of persistence. This has required you to have trust in yourself when no one else trusted you, when no one else believed in you. And so you are working towards this goal here. And I feel like pile number 1, this is going to be something that's going to bring in a lot of fulfillment. Now, of course, I do feel like for a lot of you guys, this was very challenging. This was something that, you know, because again, I kind of got the impression that maybe you're around people that weren't very supportive, or people that didn't really seem to take you seriously. Some people could have even laughed in your face when you told them what you like to do or what you enjoy doing. But whatever this is, it brings you pleasure in life. And, you know, there's also this sense of, this is healing your inner child. This is awakening a part of yourself that is bigger than who you thought you were. So I feel like for a lot of you guys with this, it created a lot of tension between you and others. And maybe there were times when you just didn't feel that creative spark, or you just didn't feel the desire to keep going. But I feel like with that Virgo and that Aries card, I feel like you guys are very meticulous. You kept pushing forward anyway. Some of you guys maybe set a schedule for yourself to keep doing this. It's like something about needing to constantly practice, or always constantly putting yourself into that like role of like, okay, it's going to be okay. I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep pushing myself forward. And it kind of really helped you guys see things in a different light. And it really helped you be able to move past whatever this was for you. Because for a lot of you guys, there's also this part of you that had to learn to become grounded in this, but also a part of you that had to keep pushing yourself forward, that had to make you keep going and not stop, even though it was hard for you. There was this part of you that just felt like, I need to keep doing this. Like maybe internally you just felt like this was your calling, or you just felt like this was something that maybe you didn't know what was going to come of it, but you just felt like you needed to keep doing it and keep going. And I feel like pile number 1, this is going to start paying off for you. I know that this seems to me, it's like I kind of want to get more into like what exactly this is. Although I feel like for this pile, there's going to be a lot of people that are watching this pile. So I do kind of get the impression like this is going to be kind of like a broad one, because I feel like for some of you guys, it just feels like my artist pile, or people that are artists or creatives, or you do something with your hands. And it's like you create this beauty in the world that no one else can think about or no one else saw. And it's like you bringing this into the world is going to move people on an emotional level. It's going to make people question, like they're going to look at things in a different way and how they perceive beauty. And I feel like for a lot of you guys too, is that there's going to be a community or a group or somebody in your life or something that's coming up where you're not going to feel so alone. Maybe you felt very alone in this endeavor. Maybe you felt like no one understood you. And with the fact that we have Scorpio on the bottom of the deck, this tells me that you could have done these things in the shadows, like I said, right behind closed doors, but also there was this obsessiveness that maybe you had towards this goal, or that maybe you could see this deep down inside, you could see and feel this deep sense of like needing to keep going. And I feel like you're going to find people that are like-minded like you, pile number one. So one of the things that I'm seeing is you're going to start developing a community. You're going to start developing a creative group. You're going to start finding people that are like-minded like you. And these people are what's going to help open the door to opportunities. So it's saying, like, for a lot of you guys, maybe while you were working on this passion, you were also healing your heart. You were also healing, like I said, that inner child. There's something about you taking joy in whatever this is that you're doing. And this is going to end up healing that inner child and help push you into a better position for yourself. Because I feel like maybe you just didn't have the support, or you just didn't have people around you giving you what you needed in order to thrive in your life. I feel like you're going to meet like a friend, or you're going to meet somebody who's just going to understand this creative sense of yourself. So here, what is it that you guys are healing? What is it that is actually moving through energetically for you, pile number one? But like, this was a challenge for you. This was something that's not easy. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're going to find people that are going to see that. They're going to see how hard you've worked. They're going to appreciate what you've done. And they're going to continue to love and support you no matter what. So this is kind of like a beautiful thing. Yes, communication. There's something here about needing to express yourself and share your experiences. Because when you do that, I feel like you're going to find people that are going to have the same feelings towards you as you do. They're going to feel the same way you do. And I feel like you guys are going to find loving, caring, and sharing connections that's going to help you guys way down the line too, because I just feel like this is going to set you up so that it's like, pile number one, I feel like you've been around people who have torn you down and made you feel small and tried to put you in this confined box when you're just this person who is free. You're this person that has, there's almost like there's no true limit to you, and there's something about you that maybe scared a lot of people that were around you because they didn't understand your intensity. This pile feels really intense, and I think it's just because you have this energy to you that's powerful, that's creative, that's daring, that's a go-getter. And I think a lot of people, they saw the potential in you, but they wanted to put you down a lot. They wanted you to almost stop your creativity. They didn't want you to, like, it's almost like they could see that passion. They could see that imagination that you had. And it's like maybe it made a lot of people uncomfortable. And now you're going to start being able to find people that are like-minded like you, that are creative like you, that are bold like you. And I feel like it's only a matter of time that you're going to find these people. And I feel like that's going to be one of the things you're manifesting, is you're going to manifest to you some people that are going to understand you and going to be able to support you in your dreams. And we have here dreams, messages, signs, symbols, and guidance. So pile number 1, your dreams are going to be coming true. There's something here that you've been wanting since you were a child, and I feel like it's finally going to push itself through. Now, another thing too is I feel like maybe you guys have followed the signs, you followed the symbols, you followed the guidance and the messages that I feel like it's like something again about your crown, maybe receiving downloads, being able to see things in a different way that a lot of people just didn't understand that. They didn't understand the what you saw. They didn't understand they couldn't see your vision because it wasn't meant for them. We have divine consciousness again, right? What I was saying, the expansion. You guys are getting divine downloads. You guys were listening to your intuition, and we have here possessions and again, creativity. So pile number 1, what's happening here for you guys is a lot of energy is shifting into your life. Because you guys have done the work, because you guys didn't give up, you guys kept pushing through, persevering, you were listening to the signs, you were following your intuition. Even if other people thought you were crazy, even if other people didn't understand you, you still didn't give up, you still kept pushing forward. Whatever this is ends up, it's almost like you're going to end up in a position where you're going to have a lot of possessions, a lot of finances or material wealth. And I feel like for some of you guys too, it's not even just the possessions in life. There's something here about your energy and what you possess. It's very priceless. And that's something that maybe you were blind to your whole life, is maybe you just didn't see the type of energy and the type of power that you have because you've been surrounded by people who kept trying to put you in a box and put you down. Well, you're going to find people that are going to cherish this energy that you possess, this energy that you obtain, and it's going to lead you down into a path of freedom. It's going to make you feel like you're liberated. And again, there's something about being around other creative people, and it's going to spark even further creativity in yourself. Also, one of the things that I'm seeing is maybe in the past you guys weren't very grounded. Maybe you felt like you had all these ideas, all these dreams, but you just didn't know how to like bring it into the physical world. You just didn't know how to manifest it. And I feel like now you're going to be grounding yourself in the present moment. And this is also what's going to be bringing in new creative adventures for you guys, is because you're finally going to be able to ground yourself. You're going to be able to start to see things coming in for you. Because like I said at the bottom of the deck here, we have action leads to success. And then at the bottom of the deck here, we have, ooh, I almost lit that on fire. We have grounding, right? So it's like you guys are going to take off. You guys are going to start seeing things. At the bottom of the deck here, we have, again, the Six of Wands, victory, success, you know, your intensity, the way that you are. It's like the energy that you embody is very unforgetful, pile number 1. And that's another thing, is you guys work so hard to forgive people. You've worked so hard on healing yourself that it's only going to be bringing in people that resonate with you and people that see you for you and understand you. And this is going to be what is one of the biggest things you're manifesting, is you're bringing in new opportunities, new creative adventures. You're going to be able to start affording things that you felt like you couldn't afford, and it's going to actually keep helping you. So it's like, let's say if you're an artist, you're going to manifest people that are going to support you, but you're also going to manifest opportunities that's going to fund your creativity, right? You're going to have money to fund what you enjoy doing, and you're going to be able to make a bigger business. You're going to be able to make more money out of something that you were doing. So it's like there's things that's coming to you, and it's all because you listened to yourself. It's all because you trusted yourself, and it's all because you just chose not to give up on whatever this adventure is for you. And it's finally going to start paying off. But it's just going to require you to have a little bit of patience and knowing that when the time is right, the time will come and things will start moving more flowy, more freely, and you're not going to feel so restricted, and you're not going to feel like it's really hard, because maybe, like I said, you just felt like it was really hard, it was really challenging. But now, because you've learned the lessons, because you've didn't give up, all of a sudden now things are going to start changing for you, things are going to start moving in the right direction for you, and all of a sudden things are going to start making more sense to you and why things worked out the way that they did. So that's what I have for my pile number 1. I hope that this resonates for you and helps you in some way. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great and wonderful day, pile number 1. Thank you. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. If you guys chose this blue spell candle, this is going to be your guys' reading for what is it that you guys are manifesting today. So I'm going to pull a oracle card just to start off the reading, and then we will break into the tarot and go from there. All right, so what is it that my pile number 2s are manifesting? What is it that my number 2s are bringing in? What kind of prosperity, blessings is my pile number 2 bringing in into their lives? All right, so we have here focus on the big picture, and then at the bottom of the deck we have attract through glow. Oh, okay, so pile number 2. What is it that you guys are manifesting and attracting into your guys' life? Well, pile number 2, I'm already seeing some things here. I feel like for a lot of you guys have needed to focus on the bigger picture of things, because maybe perhaps you guys had a tendency of focusing on the little details. Maybe you're fixated on something being one way or needing to be one way, and it's saying to have a bigger open mind to what you're manifesting. So maybe, like, let's say if you guys were manifesting something and you had clear intentions, maybe your intention was like, oh, I really want to be with this person, but they have to be like 6 something, like 6'2", and they have to look like this or be like this, or I want a job, but I want it to be like here in this field, in this position, and this and that. And like you had all these details, right? And you're like, oh, I want things to be this exact way. Well, when we put a lot of details, or when we put a lot of emphasis on things needing to be one way, or things can only be this way, or I would love to have the X, Y, and Z, but I don't see how that happening because of this, this, and that, we start to put limitations on the things that we can manifest. We start to put limitations on ourselves, on things around us, on people, places, and things, and that becomes very restrictive. And even though we have a tendency of doing that, just because that's a very human thing to do, and a very like our ego wants things to be done a certain way, it can start to make our manifestations harder to come to us. Because it kind of like, it's like, imagine like the universe has like this perfect plan for us, but because we put all these times and restrictions and we put all these like beliefs onto it, it's like the universe is like, well, okay, I can try and give that to you, but it's only going to take 10 times longer, or it's just not going to manifest at all, because there's all these blockages to what is actually right for us. And sometimes we don't even really know what's right for us. And that's kind of like another thing that could be hidden, is like maybe we think we want something, maybe we feel like we need something, but what if it's actually not good for us down the line? What if it's actually to our own detriment? So there's really something here about being more open-minded here about what you're manifesting, and maybe being able to like not control everything so much, right? Maybe that's something that we need to start to focus on a little more, is maybe letting go of the need to control how it comes to us, when it comes to us, and how we're going to evolve to whatever this is. All right, so let's get in here to the tarot deck. So I'm actually kind of excited. This is a new deck here. It's called the Phantom Wise Tarot. I absolutely love the imagery of it. It's really pretty. So I'm excited to do this today. But yeah, let's get into it here. Let's break in. What exactly is it that my pile number 2 is manifesting? And I also feel like because this is the blue candle, it's also affiliated with the throat chakra, right? So it's like, be careful what you're saying to yourself, be careful what you're saying to others, and also be very careful about complaining. I don't know why I need to say that for this pile, but I just do. Like, be very cautious on what you're saying and what you're speaking, because it's like the universe doesn't have an on-off switch. It's always listening to us. Our mind is always listening to us, and what we say is kind of like what it goes. Like, wherever our energy flows, wherever our attention goes, our energy flows. So it's like being a little bit more cautious about what it is that we are saying or speaking into existence here. Don't put limitations on yourself, pile number 2, because it's like, again, look at the bigger picture of things, because you are attracting something, and I feel like you're attracting something due to your energy field, due to your own aura. Yep, Temperance, and then we have the Ace of Swords. See, yeah, again, careful what you're saying, careful what you're thinking. We have here the Hierophant, the Two of Wands, the Seven of Swords. Ooh. Death, the Five of Wands, and we have the Five of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot. So, pile number 2. Interesting already. What I am seeing here is there's something that might be put on delay for you. And maybe you feel like nothing is working in your favor. Maybe you feel like nothing is going the way that you want. There is this sense of feeling like maybe it's like you almost maybe feel like the universe isn't listening to you, or that things are just not flowing in the direction that you want it to. I feel like with that Chariot in the reverse, there is something here that you're not seeing about yourself, and I think it has a lot to do with your own self-image. Now, I feel like pile number 2, you guys are in the process of working through something. And I feel like what you're working through here is that one of the things that you're manifesting is a sense of truth. I just feel, and I get the impression here, pile number 2, that maybe you've been lied to a lot, or maybe you felt this deceived energy, and it's like it's caused you guys to not necessarily become jaded, but maybe be more cautious in your everyday life and how you perceive people and situations. And maybe now you're kind of afraid to actually take risks, right? Because when you've taken a risk and you get burned, you're like scared to take another risk, because you're like, well, what if it just doesn't work out for me? Or what if, something bad happens to me? So it's really telling you to take the time out right now to kind of really focus on your feelings at the moment and focus on your thoughts. Like, what exactly is it that why do you think you can't have certain things? Why do you think that you have to only, it's almost like you think, okay, if in order for me to get my partner, or in order for me to get something that you've wanted, it's like you think you have to go through all these stages. But what if you don't have to? What if you don't have to go through all these stages to get what you want? What if you can just manifest it like that? But because you have all these limiting beliefs about yourself or about a certain situation, it's causing you from not seeing the truth. There's something here about the truth coming to light. There's something here about you guys being able to finally set yourselves free from something. And it all kind of stems from the way that you're perceiving yourself. Oh, goodness. Pile number 2, I also feel this strain in my voice. And I feel like for some of you guys, maybe it's because you've kind of kept your truth. Maybe you're afraid to tell people what you really want. Maybe you're afraid to ask for help. You don't have to do everything alone. And I think this is something too that I myself am learning. Like, I'm trying to learn to ask for help more and more. I feel weird asking for help, like somehow that makes me weak, or that makes me like I'm putting somebody out. But like a lot of the times, most of the time, people are actually very happy to help out. It's just that they don't know how to help you out if you don't know how to ask or receive it. So there's something here about not being afraid to speak your truth, or not being afraid to ask for what you want, because I do feel like pile number 2, maybe you're the type of person that you're, like I said, afraid to ask for help, or maybe feel like you can just do everything on your own, and it's telling you that you don't have to. Another thing that I'm getting here is that for some of you guys, you're kind of in between something in your life where there's going to be something that comes up, and you get to go left or you get to go right, and it's all up to you on deciding what path you want to go down and what you want to commit yourself to. And I feel like for some of you guys, another thing that you don't see coming, or that you don't see manifesting, is the perspective that you have towards commitment, or towards dedication, towards loyalty. Maybe you've had to reevaluate who or what you're loyal to. And maybe for a lot of my pile number 2s, I do feel like you guys are very loyal people, very kind people. And perhaps you've had people take advantage of that in your life. And so you're kind of stuck in between these feelings of, maybe I shouldn't do this, maybe I can do this, maybe this is a bad idea. And there just seems to be this tug of war between yourself and where you want to go. Maybe you know you want to do something, but maybe you feel like it's going to be hard because there's this part of you that's like, but what if it's deceiving? You know, what if it's too good to be true? There might be something in your life that's like too good to be true, right? Like, let's say if this is, like, I always like to give an example of relationships just because it's probably the easiest examples to ever give. But like, let's say that you really like somebody and they're perfect for you in a lot of ways, but you're like, this person's too good to be true. And so now you come up with all these reasons to why you shouldn't or couldn't be with somebody. And so because you have all these reasons to why you shouldn't or couldn't be with somebody, it's like you're sabotaging a blessing, or you're sabotaging a situation when you don't have to. So what the universe is telling you is, if you see this with that focus on the big picture, you can see that this eye is like really honed in on this hawk here. What it's saying to you is just be observant. You know, instead of just throwing away the blessing, maybe pay attention to the blessing and just be observant of it. And over time, it will reveal itself, whether it's a positive or a negative. But it's just telling you to be cautious. You can be cautious, but still take the right direction, still take the right steps. But you don't need to be so focused on all the red flags. You don't need to be so focused on, you know, I'm not saying throw caution to the wind here. I'm saying, you know, you can still be cautious, take it slow, but don't always have to have your guard up so hard. Like there's a wall. I feel that there's some kind of wall between you and others that is starting to break down. And this is a blessing in disguise. And this is going to be something that's going to come into your life, that's going to change the perspective, that's going to change the way that you're viewing people and situations. And we also have here the Death card, but it's in the reverse. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, one of the reasons why it's in the reverse is because perhaps there's some things that you haven't quite let go of, and that could be slowing down the manifestations that you're creating in your life. So it's really telling you that even though there have been people that have hurt you, there have been people that have wronged you, somebody could have purposefully tried to hurt you, purposefully tried to bring you down, tried to make you feel like you're in the cold. It's like the universe is letting you know you're not in the cold anymore. You're not alone in this anymore, and things are going to start showing up for you. And the fact that at the bottom of the deck here, we have attract through glow, also is an indication that some of you guys are starting to change your physical appearance. And what I mean by like changing your physical appearance is like, if there's going to be some kind of routine, there's going to be something that you're going to start doing, pile number 2, or perhaps you're already doing it. And it's going to start improving your health. It's going to start improving the way that you're looking, but also it's something about your energy. Maybe in the past you had a lot of resentment, you had a lot of depression, you had a lot of anger, you had a lot of frustration that you were carrying in your energy field, in your body. And people would on a subconscious or an intuitive level pick that up. So maybe you felt this rejection from people. Maybe you felt like people were kind of standoffish towards you. Maybe you were very cutting with your words as well, because again, I'm feeling this energetic wall that's been built up around your heart, because maybe your heart was so fragile. Maybe you were so afraid of getting hurt again. And now it's almost like there's going to be some kind of something is going to happen in your reality that's going to almost help you take down that wall brick by brick. It's going to help you see people for who they are. And it's also going to open your eyes to the possibility of other types of people. Because maybe you were so focused on, oh, all these people are narcissists, or all these people are bad people, or, you know, and you were so focused and fixated on people taking advantage of you, that's really all you ever saw. And now you're going to start seeing, it's almost like somehow in some way your energy is going to be shifting, and now you're going to start seeing people that are a lot kinder, a lot helpful, a lot more loving, a lot more caring towards you. And it's going to really open your eyes, pile number 2, to a whole new possibility, into a whole new world. So it's saying stop focusing on the details, or stop focusing on the little things that have happened to you, and start focusing on the bigger picture and the bigger way of life, because there's going to be something that's going to come in when it's almost like the more broader you become with like almost like having less expectations is what's going to start bringing in more for you. And I feel like it's going to bring in more that is going to shock you and surprise you, because I feel like for a lot of you guys, you have this light inside of you, and it's only going to shine through more and more. And it's almost like you have this wall up, but people could see the light through the cracks of the walls, right? And I feel like here with that, I can't tell what that is. I feel like it's a form of a beetle, but beetle brings in that prosperity, but it's almost like you're going to start being drawn to the light, to the rays of the sun. There's something here that's finally going to it's almost like you're getting out of a dark period, pile number 2. So let's pull some more cards here. Let's kind of get into what exactly is changing in your life and why it's changing in your life, and just like where in your life is it changing. But I get the impression here that you've dealt with a lot. You've been through a lot. You've dealt with situations that were perhaps just really cruel and unkind or unfair, things that just made you feel kind of down and out. And maybe it just really, I wouldn't say it made you bitter, because I think over time you've healed that. Over time you've experienced what it was like to kind of get the bad end of the stick, but now you're like clearing that up, and it's like you're finally going to start seeing what it's like to be truly understood or truly loved. But it's going to require you to look at things from a bigger picture. And you know, it's even interesting because it says here, attract through your light, or through your glow. But you can see that there is like the lighthouse is shining on this queen bee. And I feel like you guys are like this queen bee. You guys are finally going to be in the spotlight for something. You're finally going to be seen for something. And I feel like you're going to finally be seen for who you are, and not the projections that others had on you. So we have your Libra. We have Aquarius. Complexity, because we have the Queen Conchs. We have the 6th house. We have the North Node, and we have Virgo. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the 12th house. Okay, so pile number 2. A lot of you guys have this fairness to you. And I think that people saw that and they could have taken advantage of that. There was this duplicity with you, this caring, kind, Maybe you were very idealistic. Maybe you really were optimistic person, but you had a lot of these like weird, quirky, different views, different ways of seeing things, different ways of creating, and it was just like maybe people thought you were just kind of this weird person, or a lot of people around you misunderstood you, pile number 2. And I think that that has always kind of stuck with you, and I think that's the reason why you started to build up this wall, was because you felt so misunderstood. You felt like nobody understood you. You felt like nobody really cared about you, or nobody really saw you for you. And all of a sudden, it's like you are just like, okay, you're just this huge, complex person. There's a lot of emotional, depth to you, but there's also this way that you look at the world that's could be considered different or unconventional. And I feel like a lot of people didn't understand that about you. And this is something that I feel like you guys are finally going to start to accept about yourselves. You have this curious energy to you, pile number 2. And I feel like the fact that we have Virgo in the 6th house really tells me that there's some heavy Virgo here. So I don't know if you guys have Virgo in your chart, but I do see here that what is improving in your life that you're not seeing, or the manifestations that you're bringing in, is one, you're going to be bringing in a lot more health. You're going to feel more energy. You're going to feel more rejuvenated. You're going to feel less bogged down. And you're going to start noticing, it's something, I don't know why this popped into my mind, but there's something about even your joints are going to start feeling better. The way you're moving, you're going to start feeling better. And another thing I'm seeing is just like, again, a lot of health and prosperity, because your health is your wealth. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, there's going to be something that's just going to, all of a sudden, you're not going to feel so sick all the time. You're not going to feel so worried. And I feel like there's something about your guys' life that's going to be put on track. So there's something about maybe all of a sudden, like you didn't have a whole lot going on, to all of a sudden you have plans every single day, and you're going to be more active. There's something about you guys becoming more active and more social that's going to help bring in this new beginning for you, because I feel like there is a new beginning for you. There is a cycle that's ending, but it feels like it's not ending because there's some stagnancy still that needs to be worked through. But I feel like it's coming through, because this is already something that I feel like is fading away in your life. Also, here with the North Node, there's something here about you guys finally starting to break out of your comfort zone. So pile number 2, maybe you were really afraid to get out of your comfort zone. You were really afraid to try new things. And again, something about needing to socialize with people. Maybe there was a lot of things that you kind of kept hidden about yourself. You were afraid of being judged or misunderstood. So this is something that's going to be breaking free from you. So now you're going to be able to feel like you can open up more to people, that you're able to socialize more with people. And there's just something here about you guys finally starting to find your path in life. And this is also, I get the feeling too with the North Node, it required you to have a lot of patience with yourself. Whatever this road and journey that you've been on, pile number 2, it required a lot of patience. It required a lot of dedication. Maybe you guys needed to get your priorities straight before you could really manifest this. There's something here again about maybe you had bad health, or that you felt this anxiety, like social anxiety, or you just felt like you couldn't be around people, and all of a sudden now you're able to do that, you're able to experience that, and you're able to finally feel that way, and it's finally giving you guys this ability to move forward and this ability to let it go. So I feel like that is something that's going to kind of help you guys push yourself forward and really help you be able to move on from your life. And I do get this feeling here that you guys are finally going to become more even like healthier, but also like more realistic about your goals and about yourself. And there's something here about not feeling so critical about yourself. I think that this pile, you guys have been very critical about yourself. You guys had a really hard time, maybe even dealing with, like I said, health issues, but there's something about the physical body coming up again. And I feel like pile number 2, what is manifesting in your life is this wealth, this prosperity of feeling like you have more energy, you have more ability to go out and do more and not feel so tired or not feel so stuck. So with that 12th house here at the bottom of the deck, this tells me a lot about you actually changing a lot of your subconscious. You're changing beliefs that you've held about yourself. This feels more like you finally just seeing your own worth, or you finally being able to see something positive coming into your life that maybe you felt like you just couldn't do. So this is something that's going to be kind of coming into your life here, pile number 2, that's going to really help open you up into a new ability here. So let's start breaking in to just what is it that's moving, what's healing, what's just like the overall energy in yourself, like how you are moving through this energy and how you're going to be evolving and changing. But yeah, this is super positive because I feel like you guys are finally going to start feeling more comfortable in your own body, feeling more comfortable in your own skin, and you're going to finally start accepting yourself a lot more. We have here presence and we have intelligence. Both interesting because they're both crown chakras. I feel like you guys will, and again, the symbolism with the bees, you guys are gonna start seeing. You're gonna be little busybodies. You're gonna be always working. You're gonna be going out and doing more. You're gonna be more active. Pile number 2, and I just really feel that. And I also just get the impression, see, self-expression. Don't be afraid to be assertive. Don't be afraid to set those boundaries, pile number 2. Do not be afraid to voice your opinion. It's okay to make a lot of noise. It's okay to make sounds, right? It's okay to be more flexible too. So there's something that you're going to be gaining knowledge in. You're going to be gaining this intelligence by experience. You're going to be gaining new insights to new things. And I feel like because you're letting go of certain past situations that have held you back for such a long time and could have even manifested in sickness or illness, these things are going to be dissipating out of your life. I can see the energy like breaking itself down into little pieces and being able to dissolve much easier because you're allowing it to process. You're finally going to be feeling that. And that's only going to make you become more aware of your surroundings. It's only going to make you become more present in the now instead of constantly focusing on the past. And we have here responsibilities. So a lot of you guys are actually developing self-discipline. You're developing this empowerment inside yourself, and you're becoming more reliable to yourself. You're trusting yourself more. You're loving yourself more. This is what's going to bring in that joy, that passion, that fun. You're going to have a lot of fun this year, pile number 2. And that's just something that you're manifesting that you're not seeing, because I feel like maybe you've been so bogged down or you've dealt with so much, and all of a sudden it's like you're just going to have so much more energy. You're just going to be feeling this vitality, this fun, this excitement. You're going to want to be out. You're going to want to start doing things, and it's going to really start bringing in more for you. We also have here insight, understanding, awakening, awareness, and self-evaluation. You put in the time, you put in the energy, you learned a lot about yourself, and because of that, you're gaining new insights, you're gaining new knowledge. And at the bottom of the deck, we have physical health. What was I saying? You guys are developing this. Your body image is changing. Your strength in your body is changing. You're getting more energy. You're becoming a more balanced, whole individual, and this is attracting a lot of people to you. You're going to start developing this more fun, free-flowing energy. You're going to have more fun. You're going to be going out more. You're going to be experiencing more, and I just see that this is what you're manifesting. It's like you maybe prayed for a new change. You've prayed for new experiences. Maybe you just want to get out more and do more and experience life more. I just see traveling happening for you guys. You guys are going to start traveling more. You're going to start getting out more. You're going to experience new things, and it's going to require you to get out of your comfort zone. But I do feel like for my pile number 2s, when you start like setting those boundaries, when you start voicing and expressing who you are, all of a sudden it's like you're going to run into things, people, places, experiences that's going to gravitate towards you because of this vitality, because of this light you have, and because you're not so bogged down by like bitterness or resentment. It's like you've worked through a lot of those issues, and it's making your energy field lighter. It's making you more fun, and more people want to be around you because they get this, like, it's almost like that espresso shot when they're around you, right? They just like, woo, I have all this energy being around pile number 2. So you're like ramping up this excitement in your life, pile number 2, and all of a sudden it's just like more things that's going to be fun for you is going to come into your life. And you're going to finally, like I said, see that physical health changing. So that's what I have for my pile number 2. I hope that this resonates for you and helps you in some way. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great and wonderful day, pile number 2. Thank you. Bye. Hi guys, those of you who chose pile number 3 or choosing this silver manifestation candle, this is going to be your guys' reading for what is it that you guys are starting to manifest into your existence. So I'm going to pull a oracle card real quick, and then we're going to start breaking into the tarot and start getting more information that way. So what is it that my pile number 3s are manifesting at this time? What is it that my pile number 3s is manifesting at this time? You know what kind of came to my mind? Silver is a very feminine energy. A lot of times when people mention silver, they are like, that's like one of the things is like very feminine energy. So I feel like whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't really matter. I just feel this feminine energy forming. And I think for some of you guys, maybe you're going to be more in that feminine flow or that feminine energy. So let's see, what is it that my pile number 3s, woo! What is it that my pile number 3s is manifesting right now? Okay, we have here, it's in you. Okay, and then we also have, we have let go, bury. Okay, so this is interesting, pile number 3. So it's in you and let go, bury. This tells me that there's something deep inside of you that you've buried, that you were ashamed of, or that you got guilt tripped, or I'm really feeling shame more than anything. There is this deep-seated shame that a parent or a authority figure could have given you as a child, like you should be ashamed of this part of you, or that you can't do this or that. And you buried it deep down inside, pile number 3. And this is what is inside of you that's coming to the surface. And I feel like because it's affiliated with this lion here, I'm sensing that for some of you guys, this is going to be something to do with your power and your sense of well-being, your sense of self. There's something about you guys, I feel like, that's going to like burst out of you. And it's going to really shock people. It's going to really awaken some kind of aspect of you, and I feel like it's going to really shock a lot of people, and I just get the feeling that it's even going to shock you, pile number 3. So there's something here about having this internal power that's coming forward, and it's coming forward in a new way, in a new light, and in a new like way of being. So like, you know, like when we're like little kids and we like want the attention. We're like, Mom, Dad, look at me. And like, you're just full of life. And then over time, people started to kind of chip away at that sense of wanting to be seen, wanting to be heard, wanting to be acknowledged. I am getting that for my pile number 3s. And this really feels like, to me, pile number 3, that you guys are finally going to start to almost embrace that sense of yourself. Maybe you would downplay yourself. You were afraid of being seen. You were afraid of being fully acknowledged. And maybe you would hide away, and maybe you were just kind of like a wallflower, right? Maybe like, and even if you did get attention, even if people did want to be around you, maybe you felt uncomfortable in the spotlight. You felt uncomfortable being acknowledged for whatever this is that is you. And I feel like for some of you guys, it's starting to kind of come out of you. You're starting to kind of become more fearless. Maybe there's something about shame here that's getting resolved. You're no longer going to feel ashamed for yourself. You're no longer going to feel ashamed for being seen or wanting to be seen or wanting to be acknowledged. And when it really comes down to it, what's so wrong with wanting to be seen? What's so wrong about wanting to be acknowledged? When you think of like a little baby doesn't care that it's got like boogers on its nose and it's got a runny nose. That kid's gonna smile regardless. That little kid's gonna like the attention. The little kid's not, oh, don't look at me, I'm ugly. The kid is gonna embrace themselves. Little kids know they're cute. Little kids know, like, they love the attention. So there's something here, pile number 3, that's going to kind of prove to you that you are worthy, that you are loved, that you are beautiful inside and out. And this is something that I see manifesting for you. And that's really what I'm getting here. Because if you think about it, one of the wounded sides to the feminine energy in all of us, right? In masculine, feminine, the feminine wants to be seen. The feminine wants to be heard. And that is a huge wounding in the feminine energy. And I feel like for some of you guys, that's something that you guys have been healing. And that's something that's kind of coming forward in your life. So I'm going to pull the tarot deck right now. This is a brand new deck. I'm excited about it. It's the Phantom Wise Tarot deck. It's really beautiful. So yeah, let's break into it and kind of get more of an understanding of what exactly it is that you guys are manifesting into your life at this time, pile number 3. So I feel like you guys are finally going to start seeing something changing in your reality. And also, again, I just kind of get, this is something that you were ashamed of. This is something you buried deep down inside. This is something you didn't want others to acknowledge inside of you. And I just feel like you're finally going to acknowledge it. Oh my gosh. As I was shuffling, the Fool fell, and I just feel like this is going to be a brand new beginning for you guys, right? You guys are going to finally see something different, and this is just going to be a whole new avenue for you. It's like just this renewal, this brand new energy. So let's see, what is manifesting into my pile number 3's life? They go flying onto the floor. So we have here the World. We have here the Two of Wands. The Ace of Wands. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you guys just kind of like let your flame, like you allowed others to dim your light, to dim that flame inside of you. And yeah, the Five of Pentacles here, the Seven of Swords. You believed the lies that others were telling you. We have here the King of Pentacles. We have the Magician. The Three of Cups. And at the bottom of the deck here, we have the Five of Cups. Okay, so pile number 3, this is going to be an interesting reading because I feel like this is healing the aspect of your wounded feminine here. So what prosperity, what blessings, what are you manifesting into your reality? Is what I'm seeing here is that you're no longer dwelling on past events that have hurt you, that have wronged you, that have made you feel bad about yourself. You're no longer holding on to that in that way. You're no longer allowing people to take advantage of you anymore. So one of the things that I'm seeing here is that pile number 3 from the past, You could have dealt with a mother or somebody who was in their wounded feminine, who could have really hurt you and really made you feel bad for wanting to be seen, for wanting to be acknowledged, for wanting to be cared for. And this really could have put you in a position where you felt like you had to play life a little smaller, that you couldn't shine as brightly as you do. And this could have been something that could have been really blocking you from really moving forward in your life, really progressing forward in your life. So maybe you allowed other people, like you would sit back and kind of allow other people to shine. You were kind of like, the supportive character in a lot of people's lives. And maybe now you're realizing like, wow, I feel really alone. I feel really isolated. I don't really feel like I have the love and the support that I need from those around me. There's also this part of you that just felt like you were missing something inside. You were just missing this creative, happy, energetic, loving energy that you've missed. Like, because when we're kids, we have all this energy, we have all this excitement, fun, and playful energy. And I feel like maybe over time, the world and other people really have tried to suck that out of you. And so now you're kind of like in this position where you're like, how can I bring back that fun? How can I bring back that joy? And I feel like you've been around people who took from you, who deceived you, who lied to you, who were not right for you, who were not there for you, people who told you that, and I'm almost getting the impression here of like, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? You can't do this. You can't do that. You don't get to have this. You don't get to have that. And it's like you've learned like, oh, okay, maybe I don't deserve this. Maybe I shouldn't have that. And you've put yourself down for such a long time. And I feel like you've just been surrounded by people who wanted to see you be small, who didn't want to see you thrive, who didn't want to see you achieve what you wanted to achieve. And I just feel like for this pile, what's coming into your existence, what's coming into your life here, pile number 3, is that it's almost like all these negative things that happen to you, it's almost like you're getting like this aha moment, you're getting this wake-up call, you're realizing like, wait a minute. I've been fed a lie. I do deserve this. I get to have this. Why don't I get to have that? Why does other people get to have this, but I don't get to have that? You're no longer settling for the status quo. You're no longer allowing people to just overshadow you or to step on you, and there's nothing wrong with allowing other people to shine, but I feel like you've been around people that didn't want you to shine because if they felt like if you shined, then that means they didn't get to shine. That means that they didn't get to be the center of attention, when that's not always true, right? 2 people can shine in a room and still be acknowledged, still be loved, right? It's not like you shining is going to take away someone else's shine. If anything, it's just going to help make each other's brighter. But because I feel like you've been around people who were insecure, people who felt like you were too good, it's like what's coming in, what's manifesting for you is you're going to finally start to see people's true, it's like you're going to start to see people's true actions, their true desires. You're going to start seeing people's true intentions, and you're going to realize like, wow, this person really did try to hold me back. They really did try to make me feel a certain way. And it's almost like now you're coming to that conclusion that, okay, I get to shine just as brightly as other people. And again, there's something here about the shame about being seen, or this shame of like, oh, I don't deserve it. I don't feel like I can get what I want. So there's something also about like getting the love, getting acknowledged, being seen, being finally heard. These things are start coming in a way that's going to be really exciting for you. And I feel like you're not going to feel so alone anymore. You're not going to allow certain people to take charge anymore, to tell you what you can and cannot do. So there's something here about not asking for people's permission, not asking other people what they think anymore. You're just going to go for what you want. So there's something here too about being more receptive. We need to be a little bit more receptive to the things that we want. And I feel like that's also going to really kind of start to form and change in your life. So let's pull some cards here and kind of see what exactly, like what areas of your life or what is manifesting into your life, what energy you're holding and carrying. So let's see, for my pile number 3s. And it just felt like you were in this stagnant energy for so long, and you were around people that just were not supporting you in the way that you were supporting them. And it's almost like pile number 3, it's like the blessing, the manifestation is you waking up to seeing people's true colors. You waking up to seeing what's around you. You're no longer deceived by those around you. You're no longer feeling this intensity about people around you. You're finally going to be able to let go of yourself, like let go of like the way you perceived yourself, let go of the way that you think things need to be. We have here semi-sextile, so allowing. You're going to start allowing things to come to you instead of you feeling like you need to force it, instead of feeling like you need to hold on so carefully, so tightly. We have Cancer. We have Jupiter, opposition, Sagittarius, sextile. So we have a semi-sextile and a sextile. So again, there's this opportunities and allowing things to flow in. We also have here Mars and Mercury. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Moon card. So again, very heavy here on emphasis of Cancer, Sagittarius's, and even just like the opportunities that's coming in pile number 3. So what is changing? What is shifting in your life? It's interesting that we don't have any houses. We have just planetary alignments. We have aspects, and we have signs here. So what I'm getting here with the semi-sextile is there's going to be something that's going to encourage you. You're going to feel this encouragement. You're going to see the potential. And again, there's something about gaining clarity about people around you. And whether you realize this or not, pile number 3, this is going to be a blessing in disguise, because this is going to help you see things. Now, for instance, if you're around somebody and they're like, oh, pile number 3, you're such a, like, you just want, all you want is attention. All you want is this, or all you want is that. And you're going to look at them and you're going to be able to read between the lines. Maybe you used to take things to heart, right? Because like with Cancers, they can take things to heart. They can be kind of sensitive. I'm a Cancer, so I kind of understand a little bit. But maybe you saw things and you're really like, oh, I know. And you try to defend yourself and you try to put yourself into this position and try to prove yourself. And now you're going to see like, wow, no, this person's just jealous about me. They're just jealous of my light. They're jealous of the way that I look. They're jealous about me shining. And instead of trying to defend yourself, it's almost like the way you're interacting with people is what's changing. The way you're interacting with those around you is what's going to be you adapting to a whole new ability. You're choosing to no longer try to defend yourself against those who have an issue with you shining, with you becoming more vibrant. And I feel like here with the Jupiter is there's going to be all these new opportunities that's coming in. You guys are going to actually be in a very lucky period right now, pile number 3. So when you start to discover these aspects of yourself, you're going to realize that you're actually very lucky. People are going to feel so drawn to you. You're going to start noticing new experiences coming in for you. You're going to start noticing that more people are going to be generous with you. You might even start to see traveling in your future. So you're going to start traveling more. You're going to start having more fun. There's something here about having a lot more potential in your life. And I feel like when these prosperities and when these good things come into your life, then you're going to be able to really see people's true colors of the people that are around you. And that's going to really also help you to realize like who is and isn't meant to join in on this new chapter in your life. And I feel like this is a new chapter in your life, pile number 3, because I do feel like you guys are finally letting go of what no longer serves you. You're finally embracing who you really are inside. And this is really what's going to help you. So it's like you unburying these parts of yourself that you were ashamed of, and instead you're embracing it, and you're now allowing that to kind of incorporate into your personality. Then all of a sudden you're going to start realizing like the people that are around you, who truly cares about you and who truly loves you. And I also have here opposition, so that's equaling into balance here for you. So you are a mirror. I feel like you've always been that mirror to people, pile number 3. You've always been that person who mirrors back to people their insecurities, and maybe that's why a lot of people try to put you down or try to make you feel bad or try to maybe even make fun of your appearance, when really in reality people were just jealous of you, people were just insecure of you. And it's almost like you guys are just this huge manifestation. It's like people are seeing you finally changing. You're finally growing, you're finally evolving, and there's something about you guys becoming much more softer, much more graceful, much more elegant in the way that you communicate, in the way that you show yourself. And I feel like you're kind of that test for people, right? When people are around you, it's like you're that test, and other people can tell that others are jealous of you. If you have a friend who always tries to put you down, everyone else can see that person's insecurities and true colors. So there's something here about you guys being other people's tests. And I feel like here with that Sagittarius card, you guys are going to become more adventurous, but you're also going to become a lot more wiser to those around you. And there's something about you guys being able to use your wisdom to making better decisions for yourself, which is going to really bring in more abundance into your life. So really what I'm seeing here is opportunities are going to start coming in for you guys. Things are going to start changing up in your life. The fact that we have Mars in action and then Mercury in communication, you guys are going to shake up your world right now. Maybe you guys used to be more timid. Maybe you guys never really spoke your truth. Maybe you guys were a little afraid to say anything. Maybe you guys will resonate with pile number 2. But I'm sensing here, pile number 3, that you guys are going to start seeing this leadership role. And I don't know if you guys have had I can see I can see you guys' sex drive coming back into play here. You guys are having more of a sex appeal. There's something here about you guys actually getting more of your desires fulfilled. You guys have this energy about you that's really beautiful, that's really sexy, that's really appealing. So it's like your physical appearance is improving, your sex appeal is improving, and the way that you're communicating with people is improving. The way that you're going to be communicating with people is you're no longer feeding into the drama, and you're no longer giving in to people who are insecure. You're just going to allow and let people be the way they are, and try not to you're not going to try and change people anymore. You're not trying to fix people. You're just being who you are. You're just shining, you're just glowing, you're just living your own life, and this is going to become a huge inspiration to those around you. And I just feel like you guys have a lot more love options coming in. You guys have a lot more opportunities coming in. You guys are going to become more active. You guys are going to have a lot more fun. But there's also, again, this chance of you're going to be running into people are going to think it's luck. People are going to think you're just being really lucky, but really it's because you're tapped into the flow. You're tapped into reality, and it's just going to really help pull in new opportunities into your life that other people just don't have. So we have the moon, right? So your feelings, your gut instincts, the way that you react, it's like I even see your digestion improving. I see your home life improving. I see that things are going to start changing for you. You guys might even move. I'm getting here, pile number 3, that you guys might even move to a new state or to a new country, or you guys might be moving just moving homes, even if it's from one apartment to the other, or you guys are going to be just noticing that people are going to be more willing to want to support you. Maybe you felt like you didn't have support, and all of a sudden you're going to have like this support network. You're going to feel like people want to be around you. So there's just all of these amazing blessings coming into your guys' life, and I feel like it's because you guys are finally embracing this side of yourself. You're finally allowing yourself to be seen. So let's see, what energy here is it that you guys are embodying or clearing away or starting to break down? What is it that you guys are letting go of, healing? Just all these new aspects, right? What's coming in for my pile number 3s? But there's something here about just like really embracing that feminine energy. And it's almost like with that action card with the Mars, it's almost like you used to be that person where you're like, oh, I'll do it. I can do this. I can do that. But now you're like, oh, if you want to help me, you can help me. That's okay. Like, you're letting people help you now. Pile number 3. You're like finally expecting people to carry their weight, carry their own burdens, instead of you trying to fix it or trying to be the one to help them. Now it's almost like you're in this season of receiving instead of constantly giving. Yeah, you guys are reaching this new emotional balance here, pile number 3. You guys are becoming more stable inside of yourself, and you're no longer settling for people, places, and things that are just not giving to you in the way that you need them to. So now you're like, if you're not going to be bringing in, like, this is almost the mindset that you have now, pile number 3s. Maybe in the past you used to like bend over backwards for others, really worked hard for other people, and now you're like, oh, if you have nothing to offer me, then why are you in my life? You know, if you can't, and it's not that we're using people, but it's like you're starting to see your worth, you're starting to see your value, and you're starting to say to yourself, like, if this person's not willing to cooperate with me, if this person's not willing to be there for me when I need it, but I'm always there for them, like you're just like letting go of one-sided connections here. We have self-expression. So you guys are becoming more assertive with your voice. You're going to be able to speak your truth more. You're becoming more like maybe in the past, like when somebody, like let's say, give an example, pile number 3. Like what if you would go on a date and this guy's like, hey, do you want to go get like pizza, and maybe you were in the mood for Chinese food, and then you would just be like, oh yeah, sure, pizza sounds nice, but like you were afraid to voice your opinion on wanting to have Asian food instead. So it's like now you're opening that door up to saying, well, pizza doesn't sound bad, but I'm also kind of in the mood for this. So now you're like giving more suggestions, you're more open to communicate your needs, you're more open to communicating what you want, and because you're open to communicating your needs and more of what you want, all of a sudden you're going to start noticing that people just want to give it to you. Instead of fighting you on it, they're like, oh yeah, no, pile number 3, you want this? I'll get that for you. I can do that for you. I'll have that for you. And it's really going to help you start to see your worth. It's really going to start helping you see that you can have what you're asking for. So we also have here gut instincts. A lot of you guys need to follow your intuition and trust yourself, especially because I feel like pile number 3, you've been around a lot of haters, and maybe you intuitively knew this. Maybe you knew this person really wasn't a friend or really wasn't there for you, and now you're finally listening to that part of yourself, and I feel like that's really going to help you guys really let go of no longer settling for that. We also have here family, belonging, community, culture, and tribe. Like I said, I feel like your home life is going to be improving. If you are around other people, I can see that changing for you. I can see that evolving for you. And I feel like for some of you guys, you might even be manifesting a partner in your life that actually you're going to have a family with. If this is something that you've been desiring for a long time, I can see you guys developing a family, starting to settle down more. I'm also saying that for a lot of you guys, you're just going to start seeing improvements in the people that you're surrounding yourself with, and you're going to start seeing things really changing for you, especially with that crown chakra. You guys are getting downloads. You guys are finally seeing something changing in your life here. We also have insight, understanding, awakening, awareness, and self-evaluation. You guys are becoming more, because you buried this deep down inside, right? You buried this aspect of yourself, and now that it's coming to the surface, you're now finally going to see new things about yourself that you once like didn't know about, right? Because like sometimes when we were like a little kid and we buried this part of ourselves that's like fun or has a lot of talent. And then as we get a lot older, we're now going to start seeing it and seeing how it's changing and seeing how it's evolving. And all of a sudden, things are going to start changing for us. So you are gaining a new awareness of self, and you're gaining a whole new insight about yourself. And this is what's happening here, is your intuition is starting to develop and become stronger. So your intuition developing and becoming much stronger is also what's leading in these new opportunities, that's leading in this new abundance for yourself, and what's bringing in more blessings. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, you have like a counterpart that's on the way to you, or you have some, or like if you're already married, or say you're already in a relationship, you shifting these aspects of yourself, you becoming more assertive, and you saying, this is what I want, this is what I need, and vocalizing your wants and your needs, and being more open with yourself and who you are, and knowing that you have everything that you need on the inside. That's what's going to be strengthening those bonds and strengthening those relationships in your life. So that's what I see manifesting in your guys' life. I hope that this resonates and helps you guys in some way. Thank you so much for tuning in, pile number 3. Have a great and wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.